Welcome to Vegas Startup Scene. I'm Jason LeDuc, and this is your rundown of what's happening in the Southern Nevada tech ecosystem for the week of March 30th, 2026. Let's start with a major milestone for Nevada's life sciences and biotech ecosystem. Roseman University of Health Sciences has officially launched Roseman Bio Ventures, a 120,000 square foot life science incubator on its Summerlin campus, positioning it as one of the largest dedicated facilities of its kind in the Intermountain West. The space is designed to support early to mid-stage startups across biotech, medtech, medical device AI, and pharmaceuticals, offering turnkey labs, research infrastructure, regulatory guidance, and direct connections to investors. This builds on the momentum of companies like Heligenix, Regenesin, Vena Vitals, and Waver, already operating on campus, and fills a critical gap in Nevada's startup ecosystem, giving founders the kind of world-class infrastructure you typically only see in places like San Francisco, and signaling that Vegas is ready to compete at a much higher level in health innovation. Meanwhile, Startup NV is doubling down on founder readiness with its upcoming Entrepreneur Readiness Program, a 6-week, fully online and self-paced course running from April 15th to May 20th. The program is designed to help founders get capital ready by sharpening their business model, strengthening customer discovery, and building a compelling pitch. Powered by the Governor's Office of Economic Development and funded through SSBCI, this is a strong entry point for both new and experienced entrepreneurs looking to level up, especially those navigating early-stage fundraising and trying to avoid the common pitfalls that slow down growth. And speaking of strengthening the foundation for entrepreneurs across the state, longtime Nevada business leader Shondell Newsom is stepping into the role of chair of the Nevada Small Business Development Center Advisory Board. Having been both a client and longtime advocate, Newsom brings a founder-first perspective to the role with a focus on reducing small business failure rates and expanding access to resources across Nevada. With small businesses making up a significant portion of the state's workforce, this kind of leadership and support infrastructure is critical, especially as founders continue to navigate challenges around funding, marketing, and scaling in today's environment. Here's a look at what else is coming up in the ecosystem for the next few weeks. Applications are still open for Cohort 8 of Sports Innovation Launchpad powered by Zero Labs, happening July 6th through 8th right here in Las Vegas. Focused on startups building the future of sports media, fan engagement, and venue experience along SEICon. Angel NV returns to Las Vegas City Hall on Saturday, April 11th from 1 to 4 p.m. for the Angel NV6 Fund Finale, where 8 finalist startups will pitch live for a minimum $200,000 angel investment matched by the state's SSBCI program. This is a really fun event. I'm going to try to go to this. If you're interested in this at all, you should definitely check this out. SynShop live stream events Mondays and Fridays from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. each week. Vegas Crypto Group hosts Multi-Chain Mondays every other Monday at Sierra Gold on Southeastern Avenue, Crypto Clubhouse on Tuesdays from 6 to 10 p.m. at Goat Bar on West Sahara, and Web3 Wednesday on the first Wednesday of every month from 7 to 9 p.m. at their new location. Actually, it's not new. I don't know. I got to change this. Loaded Empanadas in Boca Park. That's this week. Get out to Web3 Wednesday this week, guys and girls. Fusion 42 hosts Pitch Kung Fu online Thursdays, and every Saturday online they host their Founder Huddle. Also coming up, the AI Film Awards are going to be on April 29th in Las Vegas. More on AI and film in just a bit. Finally, keep that Youth Entrepreneur Summit on your calendar for June 8th through 11th. It's a great opportunity for your kids, and they're still looking for sponsors and mentors to help out, so go check that out. This month at Tech Alley Downtown, we were joined on the live stream by PJ, the founder of AI Film 3, and he tells us all about how he's incorporating artificial intelligence into film projects while still telling great stories and enhancing our humanity.
My company is Prometheus Productions and AI Film 3. I started that about 3 years ago as a way to get storytellers and the creatives that are leveraging AI to be able to get their voices heard.
Nice.
Right? It democratizes the new storytelling capabilities. It gives everybody that same opportunity. And it's been a remarkable journey.
How did you get started in this? Are you a filmmaker, or did you come from the tech side and decide you wanted to use AI to make films? Am I way off on it?
No, that's a great question. It's a very fair question. So it started because when my daughter is 22 years old, but when she was 14 months old, she suffered a brain hemorrhage and she lost her ability to stand, talk, walk, fine motor skills. And I was in tech for 27 years. And while I was working at NAU, as director of IT, I was looking at AI and IoT devices, trying to see how they might work together at some point. Well, generative AI came out. I started playing with it. I took it home and I showed my daughter, and she started creating these images of these that were telling me stories. That I started asking her questions about the things she was creating. One of the first things she had created was a mermaid, and I'd asked her, "Well, why a mermaid, sweetheart?" And she explained to me that when she's in the water in our pool, that she's able to move like a mermaid. She's free from her wheelchair essentially. And so that was a huge moment for me, realizing that the power of AI gave her a new voice and a new understanding for me about my relationship with my daughter. So I thought, if that happened to me, there's got to be moms and dads all around the world that would love to have a voice from somebody they love, or the other way around. And so I became an advocate for what AI tools can create, what they can do for people, do for our society. And I think it's tremendously beneficial. So I started a festival, and that turned into a second-year festival, which turned into now doing work for clients and working in AI directly. So we're doing all kinds of stuff, from music videos, post-production, production for documentaries. We're very, very busy, and it's excellent. We're now in 7 states.
Congratulations. So how do you see, because I've just recently started working on film projects, but more traditional film as an executive producer. How do you see AI? Because there's a lot of controversy in this topic, and I think a lot of the controversy is overblown because new tech comes into every industry all the time, right?
Yes.
How do you see AI fitting into the film industry, the TV industry coming up in the future?
That's a great question. You know, I think it's a pretty big question because the direction that it can go is so diverse. It totally depends upon those that are wielding it, of course, right? When people are making decisions in a vacuum, or if they're not exploring all the options, it can become very limiting in some instances. However, I think that AI is going to play a part in being able to provide a better quality of experience for actors, for filmmakers. It helps to reduce our overhead of cost. Storytelling you start new iterative ideas. Stunts and hazardous areas where people could be injured could be totally eliminated. I mean, working with some producers, and they want to have an explosion, they explain to me the cost and the timing and what that looks like.
Yeah.
That now we can create that in a simulation that provides a safe environment.
Yeah.
Lowers the cost.
Yeah,
and
I think there's a really valuable question of what does technology, whether it's AI or something else, what does it allow me to do that I couldn't do before?
Correct.
Right? What are the things I always wished I could do but couldn't do? Right? Because it was expensive or impractical or dangerous or whatever it was. Right? And I think if we open our minds to the idea of what have I always wanted to do that I just could never do, and then that's where we start to apply things like AI. Right?
I 100% agree. That's the foundation of what my story with my daughter. I mean, is what could she never have done before that she can do now? Well, with the limitations of her hands, she couldn't draw pictures to do those things. Should that prevent her from being an artist? Should that prevent her from sharing what's in her mind? I think that's important for everybody because we live in a very diverse world. And when I say diverse world, I mean like from physical capabilities to having a teacher to having, you have ideas in our head, and we shouldn't limit those because of the resources we have available to us. If the resource changes that, we should embrace it a little bit.
Absolutely.
If you want to learn more about PJ or AI Film 3, the workshops and the film festivals, check out the whole conversation on the recording of the live stream. We also talk a little bit about the Warner Brothers deal if you want to hear our thoughts on that. All right, that's all for this week. Links for everything we talked about are in the episode description. If you've got news or events you'd like us to cover next week, drop a comment, slide into my DMs. You know I'm into it. Or email me at info@leducleadership.com. We'll see you out there in the community. Send us your pics and videos from events you're part of. We'd love to see them, love to share them. I do have a couple from the last couple weeks I'm going to share. Not today, though. Next time. Get out there. Do great things today. Onward and upward.